Well, hello, YouTube. Steve Patton with General Patton Bushcraft, back with you, friends. Back out in the backyard. I'm super excited to bring you the show notes, the recap to season 12 of The Alone Show. This is episode 9, titled The Promised Land. Stay tuned. Okay, friends, let's get right into it. This is the show notes to episode 9, titled The Promised Land. This is Alone, season 12, and every show starts with a famous quote from a famous person. And this one is, quote, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." And that's from Nelson Mandela. All right, friends, 3 people remain. We got Kelsey. She is the 35-year-old from Montana, USA. And we have Katie. She's the 45-year-old from Emerald Beach, Australia. And we have Nathan. He's the 53-year-old from Idaho, USA. Okay, friends, it's day 24, 7:43 a.m., and the show starts out with Kelsey, the 35-year-old from Montana, USA. It's 30 degrees. She is cold. Decides to walk her loop. She's got that loop around her camp that she walks every day. Today, though, she leaves the bow and arrows behind. Says she has no strength to pull it back any longer. She's got one piece of warthog jerky left, and out on her walk, she sees a wildebeest. But the 50-pound bow limits her to smaller game, such as warthog, bushbuck, and springbok. So she finds some maggots on a dead warthog down in this den. She collects about 5 or 6 of those maggots and heads back to camp. She's going to use those for fishing bait. And we see her put those maggots on hooks and throw the lines out. She's got 2 fishing lines out. All right, still day 24. It's 11:23 in the morning now, and the show goes over to Katie. She's the 45-year-old from Emerald Beach, Australia, and it's 45 degrees now, and she's hunkered down in her shelter with a nice warm fire, eating greens. She's got some buffalo thorn leaves, some acacia seeds, and some African cabbage. After she dines on those veggies, she decides to go explore. Katie has had no protein since day 1 when she got that fish. It's been about 23 days, friends, since she's had any protein. Anyway, she decides to explore out east for new hunting and fishing locations. And this new territory she's titled The Promised Land is about 4 miles away. And on the way over there, very rocky, she falls down and gets a bunch of stickers in her left hand. She travels about 2 miles, and she can see the Promised Land, and she can see the mouth of a river. But on this day, she decides to go no further and heads back to camp. Okay, friends, it's day 25 now, 5:29 in the morning. The show goes over to Nathan, the 53-year-old from Idaho, USA, and it's 41 degrees. And he makes the decision to repair Rock House. Remember on the last show, he lost about 1/3 of it when it collapsed. He told us he had that weak spot on that one corner that he wished he would have repaired, but he didn't. So he spends all day, friends, repairing that dry stack rock house. And it's a thing of beauty, friends. He repairs that weak corner, fills up the 2 dry stacks with all that sand, and it is a thing of beauty. Now, we learned that Nathan didn't bring a saw or an axe. with him on the show, and he finds a very big acacia log. This thing is dense. It's like iron. He needs to cut it because it's too heavy to carry. And this log is pretty far away from Rock House, so he decides to build a fire underneath it, and he cuts it that way. Well, he gets that big old acacia log up on the Rock House, and he splits the roof section into about 3 different parts. And his strategy is to fill in now. He's got those 2 large beams, and he decides to fill in the rest of it with sticks, closely placed together sticks, and then he's going to go over the top of that with some clay and grass. So good strategy for Nathan. Day 26, 8:27 in the morning, and Nathan starts on that roof. And he's been on the Rock House build for 11 days now. And we see him carry that large acacia log quite a distance to the new site. Now his strategy is to get some of the clay from those termite mounds, and he's going to mix that with some water and some dry grasses, some daubing it's called. When you mix the grass with the mud, that's called daubing. D-A-U-B. So he clears a little section by Rock House, and he takes his boots off, fills up the rubber boot with water, gets the termite clay and water, and mixes it up barefoot by walking on it with his bare feet, and mixes in some grass, and he covers that roof with some beautiful clay, termite clay with grass daubing, and he smooths a whole layer over the whole roof, and it is a thing of beauty. Okay, friends, day 26, 11:27 in the morning. Show goes back over to Kelsey, the 35-year-old from Montana, USA, and we see her check those 2 fishing lines where she threw those maggots out. Nothing. And friends, I really don't like her fishing location. It seems super shallow, and no cover, no oxygen. It's like a little shallow pond area. I wish she'd go to a different fishing location. But anyway, she decides to go forage, and she can only find a few green acacia beans because it's winter time, friends. And all the acacia seeds are brown and hard. There's really not much left to forage. So she gets a handful and walks a half mile to the new fishing spot. Friends, after she eats those green acacia seeds, they taste like peas, she says. She does hike a half mile to a new fishing spot. Soon as she gets there, her pole breaks. Oh man, she's frustrated. She's done. Very hungry. Back to camp for Kelsey. All right, friends, it's day 26 now. 1:22 p.m. The show goes over to Nathan, the 53-year-old from Idaho, USA. And we see him finish off that clay roof. And it is a thing of beauty. Takes him all day, about 5:38 p.m. He has home sweet home, and he builds a fire inside his new Rock House shelter. He's going to sleep in there for the night. And friends, it is a very, very swanky, square, super symmetrical, beautiful Rock House with a beautiful clay roof. Okay, friends, day 27, 9:02 in the morning. And the show is still goes back over to Kelsey, the 35-year-old from Montana, USA. And she's struggling, friends. Kelsey's struggling, no food, very weak. She can't pull her bow back anymore. We haven't been seeing her do her push-ups in the morning. It's her mom's birthday, so she decides to go on a walk. She gets to her rock perch. She's got that rock high up on a perch. It takes her all the energy she has to get up there to sit down, celebrate her mom's birthday, and she eats the very last piece of warthog jerky that she has. It's about 20 calories. It's all about as big as a cornflake, and she celebrates her mom's birthday. She says she's the underdog, but she will not give up. All right, friends, it's day 27 still, 12:57 p.m. The show goes over to Katie, the 45-year-old from Emerald Beach, Australia. And friends, I got to apologize. I got a super annoying helicopter circling my location. Extremely annoying, so I apologize for that noise. But back to Katie, and she decides to hike to the promised land. Remember, it's about 4 miles away, and as she gets closer to the destination of the promised land, she starts to see a lot of fresh sign along the way, fresh poop, and she finds a kudu feeding across this clearing, and another one, big swirly horns and stripes on the kudu. She loads her bow, gonna get a shot off, and the show ends right there, friends. Leaves us as a cliffhanger. The show ends right there. 3 people remain. We got Kelsey, the 35-year-old from Montana, USA. Katie, the 45-year-old from Emerald Beach, Australia. And Nathan, the 53-year-old from Idaho, USA. Okay, friends, that finishes the show. That finishes my show notes, and that's the recap for episode 9 of season 12 of Alone. They're in the Great Karoo Desert in South Africa. 3 people remain, Kelsey, Katie, and Nathan. And I appreciate everything you do for the channel, all your views, all your likes, all your shares, most importantly, all your comments. And before you leave, please consider subscribing. Leave me a comment. Let me know who you think's gonna win this thing. 2 ladies, and we got Nathan. Who's gonna win? Leave me a comment. Who you have your money on? All right. Please, please don't depart from the faith. If you haven't already, give your life to Christ. Do it today. Don't wait. And as always, God is good. God is great. I see y'all on the next video. Already got a date.